Thanks for listening to the AC12 podcast. I'm your host, Mike Luke. Hello, Jason Shear. How you doing?
Splendid, Michael. How are you?
That's what I like to hear. We got a lot to get to this show. All right. We're going to talk about Evan Nelson. We are going to talk about, I will be at the Arizona women's basketball press conference today. What time is that? Sheer 4?
4 o'clock. I'm so impressed by you.
Yeah, no, I'm good. All right. Now, I want to talk about Evan Nelson first. Evan Nelson was I know your board's freaking out that, the ninth guy you're bringing in isn't going to be an All-American. Evan Nelson is fine as your third string point guard. He can make open shots. He can bring the ball up the court, and he's 6'1". He's not 5'6". That's where I start.
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem with this. Is a guy I remember the show when he first went in the portal. We brought him up. I mean, we thought this was a guy that, because in this day and age of NIL and the stupid numbers being thrown around, you got to find a guy that's happy with his role, but also good at it. Evan Nelson isn't going to be playing 30 minutes a game, and the goal is to have him average 15 points. No, the goal is to have another adequate ball handler / point guard, whatever it may be. Better than last season, and he fits the bill. And I know people want better, but this is what it is in this day and age.
Right? Did you also? You got to give me a lot of credit here, Sheer. I posted on your board like 7 years ago that on a prospect to know, and it turned out to be right.
Yeah, we followed him. I'm trying to think when the first time I saw him. I think the first time I saw him was junior year.
When I brought you to watch him against Catfoot.
Yes, that was the first. Yeah, and then I watched him in the summer with Danny Peters, and we waited to see if he was good enough, and he never really reached the level of being good enough. He was close, but he was a little too inconsistent. I think he grew. Did he grow since high school?
He's about 6'1". He's probably I don't know, maybe an inch or two, but probably not though. But again, he just also looks the part more than Conrad. I think that's fair to say.
I don't want to talk bad about Conrad.
Okay, is it better than Jeremy Lin? No. Okay, now there's something on your board that is annoying me, and I don't understand why this is so difficult. Your board now believes, so here's the going rate now. We're going to talk a lot about NIL in this. The board where you just say, they're like, well, here's the deal. Your point guard spot is spoken for when it comes to Braden Burries and Jaden Bradley outside of just a couple bit minutes here. Those two players, because of politics and because they're good, are going to be the point guard the entire time. That is how it is That's how it works. You know what? It's also not. It's also not easy is to have a. How do I put this? The board knows nothing about NIL and how it comes to money. There was some guy that put on there the other day, said, well, just get rid of ADO and another player and bring in a higher price. A Mountain West all-conference type or honorable mention type player is netting $600,000 minimum. I mean, the market is way overinflated. People don't get how this works. Yeah, Cody, mute yourself, dude. Thanks.
We hear you breathing, Cody. Yes. You want to say something?
No, I thought I was muted. Sorry.
Right. Go ahead.
NIL is the best way I could describe it is every team has a salary cap and it's different. It's not like the NBA or whatever where the salary cap is the same. Every team has its own salary cap and it's a different cap. And you have a certain amount of money to play around with, but to create a roster, and how you go about doing it is your choice, your team's choice. A lot of teams go transfer heavy. Arizona this year went high school stud heavy. Braden Burries, Braden Burries, Koa Pete, they don't come for free, man. They're not free.
These are high money players. That is the best way I could put it. This is an expensive roster Arizona's putting out there.
You got to bring back Jaden Bradley. That ain't free. You got to have money for Carter Bryant, and if Carter Bryant leaves, you have to have money for his replacement. That ain't free. And so you're not paying people have made the Justin Kier comparison, right? I want a guy like Justin Kier. Justin Kier, before coming to Arizona, played 31 minutes a game at Georgia. Mm-hmm. That going rate these days now would be like $600,000
minimum. Yes, minimum. So, so they don't understand how this works, and it's annoying me because these are smart people on there. But so you got Evan Nelson. Also, here's the thing. your 4-man rotation is pretty much set. You are going to have Evan Nelson. You're going to have Jaden Bradley. You're going to have Braden Burries. You're going to have Carter or his replacement, and you're going to have Dwayne Aristode. We're going to talk a lot about Dwayne Aristode on this show. Dwayne Aristode is this coaching staff believes he's a top 10 player in the country. And he was ranked that before he hurt his foot. If he's good, like I said, if he's as good as they think he is, then Arizona is going to be really, really good.
Yeah, Arizona's high on Dwayne Aristode. They're very high on him. I haven't seen him in a year. He's injured, so I'm not going to do a full breakdown and all that.
You haven't seen him to begin with, so how would you see him?
Yeah, no, I see video. I saw a full game or two on YouTube that someone sent me, but the coaching staff is very high on him. And look, I may not agree with them, Mike. You may not agree with them, but I'm not BSing when I say that they believe he could play some 2.
I believe he can guard a 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's not like us pulling it out of thin air. They absolutely believe that there will be some shooting guard traits to Dwayne Aristode.
Yeah, and what they also believe, too, is that if he gets the ball, that he can push it. Again, he's not going to be initiating the offense, but it can be a Dalen Terry type situation where he pushes the ball. They're very high on him. They believe he can do about everything. So, like I said, they've got and also, we need to talk about the rotations here in a second because there's something here that I don't quite get. But let's pay a couple bills here first. What do we got? Comfort X HVAC, my friends. Comfort X HVAC. All right, now here is the deal. They can save you money. It's getting very, very hot right now. You want to get your air conditioning checked, serviced, your HVAC unit. You want to get that checked out. You want to get that checked out immediately. Go with them. They can save you money on top of that. And not only can they save you money, they can also bring in like I said, they do it with a smile on their face. So like a guy like Tony Gimino, who's always dour, will leave it and he's going to say, you know what? That was a great opportunity. Look at this. Look at this picture. So good. I should make
God.
That's amazing. It's just amazing. But use code word Wildcats for 10% off. It is that simple. It is that easy. You will have fun with it. Trust me. Comfort X HVAC. They're great. And again, they'll save you money in the process. Now, what else we got? Talk to me. Longview. All right, Sheer. You know the drill.
Look, we can't endorse him. We won't do it. The peer pressure is out of control. Evan Nelson at one point said, I won't commit unless you endorse Andre Veras. And we said, Evan, I'm sorry. We can't do it.
We just can't do it. We won't.
Can't do it. We won't. But we can heavily recommend him.
We can heavily recommend him. And on top of that, too, the financial, he can help you. Is your financial plan and investments ready for today's market volatility? Is your plan to adapt to economic shifts? Is it there? This is the man for you. Give Andre a call at 520-325-3456 and reference the AZ12 podcast for a complimentary initial meeting. Yes, you will thank us later. Go there. Longview Insurance and Investments. I just watched the ad reads. Yes, thank you, Connor. Yes.
Do we know if Andre helps the basketball team with their NIL investments?
No clue. Oh, he should though. You know, my favorite thing on the board is my favorite thing on the board is to go there and to tell people I can get you in touch with people in the NIL for your advice, and they never take me up on it. They should. Andre Veras would be very good with them though. Okay. Yes. Now, all right, the rotation. Okay, so here's what you got. Here's what we know for a fact. You are going to have Braden Burries, Jaden Bradley, Carter Bryant / replacement, Dwayne Aristode, Tobe Awaka, Mo Krivas, and Koa Pete. That is 7 guys right there that will all be playing 20 minutes. Some of those dudes are going to be playing 30 minutes. Jaden, Braden, Koa, Carter, if he comes back, or whoever that is, there's not a lot of minutes to be spoken for. So this idea that Arizona is going to go 12 deep is absurd.
Nobody goes 12 deep. It just doesn't happen.
Let me ask you this. Who was Florida's 8th or 9th man this year?
I don't know. Florida.
Look, who was their 8th or 9th man?
They had an 8th or 9th man. Florida was actually pretty deep.
No, hold on. Who was it?
It was Walter Clayton, Aberdeen.
That was their yeah.
They probably went 7 deep in the.
That's my point. I knew what I was asking.
Aberdeen and Condon they went 7 deep in the tournament.
Yep, there you go. That was the yeah. They went 7 deep. That is your national championship team. There, they went 7 deep. Teams don't get to their 9th, 10th. Yes, I would be stunned if Awaka and Krivas aren't back. So teams don't go 9 or 10 deep. I don't know where this idea came up with. And on top of that, if ADO is your 5th perimeter player, that's really good. Like, I think it was somebody else on the board that was talking about, he said, I just can't envision this team being good if ADO is your 5th perimeter player. And then one guy said, dude, we were a top 15 team this year and he started. So I think he could probably be okay as your 8th man.
I just, and take this kindly, Arizona fans, because I don't think, I think you're like other fan bases, but it's always like, it's very similar to the commitment, right?
Right.
Where Koa Pete committed, and I said to you, it'll take 10 minutes until people say, what's next? And lo and behold, what's next? Yeah. Braden Burry's committed. What's next? Mm-hmm. Arizona has almost a complete roster. What's next? It's just like, sometimes there isn't a what's next. Like, it's you know, and I guess what's next is Carter. But my point is, like, Travis Branham just tweeted, Mike, and you know my guy Travis. Mm-hmm. I said the prices were out of control, right? Like, it's probably gonna.
It'll level. I think it'll level out at this time next year.
But this season, it's out of. You had lunch with someone yesterday who told you it's out of control.
Right. Correct.
There are at least 8 teams that will have a $10 million payroll in college basketball next season, per 24/7 sources.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that is what it is. I mean,
in Arizona, but I will say this, and correct me if I'm wrong, next season will be Arizona's most expensive roster.
Easily. And we need to talk about this for a second, because there's another thing too, where there's this idea. Is Arizona Louisville when it comes to this? No. But Arizona has more than enough money to be able to field a very good roster, and a roster that can win a national championship. Now, will it be the best team? I don't know. But Koa Pete is a major, major money player. Braden Burries is a major, major money player. Carter Bryant, if he comes back, is a major, major money player. Jaden Bradley's probably not at $1 million, but Jaden Bradley is getting paid a lot of money too to come back. This is a well-paid roster, and this is the roster they want. So you can't really have it both ways. You can't have a team 12-5, or the people that are like, Tommy needs to bring in NBA freshmen. So he brings in 3 NBA freshmen. They're complaining about who the 5th perimeter player is.
Yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, like, you can't do it. Rosters don't exist like that in college basketball.
Right.
I mean, what was the closest thing? Like, Duke, I guess, went 8 deep, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But again, Florida's my example. Florida went 7 deep.
Yeah.
So, and they were okay. They did all right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
No team, and depth, I always say this, depth is fake. It's fake.
Right.
During the regular season, it's real. When you get to the tournament, it's fake. Because none of these dudes, your rotation is narrowed by February. Your rotation is narrowed down to 7 or 8 guys.
All right. Now, David, Luda's my daddy. That's a I would go player, but that one's a close one. What is Tommy making this year? I can tell you that then.
It's players this year.
What is Tommy making this year?
5 something. So Merv.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're
close. It's real close.
It's close. Yeah, it's close though, for sure. But again, no, Kentucky, when they had the Harrison twins, Kentucky tried doing that thing for 10 years where they put in, they had bring in 5 stars, bring in 5, and they didn't do. I mean, I know they won a title. I get all that. What the heck? But either way, this is not something to worry about. Carter is, in fact, a big money player. Yes, he is a big money player. That's true. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about how this perimeter could.
Before you move on, Mike, your 8th and 9th guys, the way you really need to look at it is your 8th and 9th guys need to be guys that can soak up minutes in the middle to late part of the season against inferior teams. So you can get your starters more rest down the stretch. Yeah, and that's what Tommy's trying to figure out right now, because he didn't have that last year either.
Look at you. Look at Cody.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say.
Cody.
Yeah. I mean, Cody, that was really, really good. All right. Let's pay some reads as well. Let's pay some bills in the meantime as well. Also, Cody, did you send Mr. Tyler Warden the link for today?
No, but I will right now.
Okay, thanks. All right, yeah, Michael Rubin, though. Here's the deal. Also, we got to change the code to Cliff Johns. For anybody out there, I believe Cliff Johns was Native American. First Native American basketball player at the U of A.
That one I don't know. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, no, I'm really good. I'm a very talented person. Okay, now but here's the deal with Michael Rubin, a far more talented person. You need help buying, selling, or refinancing. He is local to Tucson as well. Scan that little QR code as well. Also, here's the deal. You use code Jason Terry and you'll get $500 off, debt reconsolidation, all of that. This is the guy to go to. He's very well thought of in the community, very highly rated as well. Senior loan officer, can get you better rates than other people. Check it out. Okay, now what else we got? I can't endorse him. Oh, Sheer, I don't see you. Sheer, where'd you go? Oh,
I'm right here, Michael. I'm right here. Don't you worry.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Arizona Primary Eye Care, my friends. Arizona Primary Eye Care. Okay, here's the deal. AccuView is now offering $400 towards contacts, $150 for disposable. One guy asked me the other day, he says, you always say yummy, yummy in my tummy after the disposables. Are you eating them? No, I'm not eating them, actually, to my knowledge, anyways. But either they got it. So that's a great deal. Also, Sheer, do you see these glasses? These Tom Ford?
They make you look way better.
They do. I will be wearing these glasses to the Arizona women's basketball introduction today. Yes, I will. This looks good. All right. So again, check it out. Arizona Primary Eye Care. They got 4 locations. Let's get them all stacked up. Arizona Primary Eye Care, 520-322-2713. Proud partner of Arizona Athletics. You will thank me later. Okay. Now, Jay Sheen, you've been asking me this nonstop. Here's all I'm going to say. Did you eat a lot of paint chips as a child? No, I didn't, Julie, but I know it appears that I did. But maybe I did. Carter Bryant, all I'm going to say is this. This staff is a lot smarter than people give it credit for at times. You had people on your board saying that Tommy was going to get punked on this class, get bullied by NIL. He did the exact opposite. He got the players that he wanted, and they were big money players. The next step, though, is Carter Bryant and what his deal is. I believe that he's 50-50, whatever the case may be, but I will tell you this. Arizona is going to be just fine at the small forward spot if they lose Carter Bryant. They will be just fine.
Well, again, this goes back to money, Mike. You have a certain amount of money earmarked for Carter Bryant. And if Carter Bryant goes to the NBA, now that money's earmarked for the portal, and it's a very competitive number, right?
Yes, it's a very competitive number, and they will be able to get somebody because guess what? Even if that person is not in the portal yet, I mean, I know I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that you're going to look at that money, you're going to look at that opportunity, and you're going to say, you know what? I'm pretty excited by this. That's where
you're also basically offering a starting job on a top 10 team.
Right? You're offering, yes, exactly. And for a coach that's going to let you play. I want to talk about Terrence Arsenault for a second. I don't want Terrence Arsenault to start, but he's how do I put this? He would be an awesome depth piece.
Yeah, I'm assuming he wants more minutes, but I would love him on the roster.
Yeah.
He's another guy, Mike, like when we say Houston cut down its rotation, he wasn't in it.
Right, exactly.
So, think about that. We want a guy, and that's not because Arsenault sucks. It's because you just narrow down your rotation to a certain amount of guys at the end of the season. I like Arsenault. I'm very curious to see where he winds up.
I can't really tell you guys that stuff. I'm just saying that Arizona is going to be just fine in that situation.
It's me. I am the replacement.
Yeah, so Jason Shear is the replacement. He's bringing girth to the front court. Yes. The girthquake will ensue. But how much?
Probably a walk in the front court. Heads up.
How much NIL has Arizona come up with for Carter? Your rule of thumb is somewhere around $1 million.
Yeah, I'd say around there.
A little bit, maybe a little bit more. That's kind of where it is. Again, so that's where we're at now. When it comes to Dwayne Aristode again, though, that's what I want to talk about here. It would not surprise me at all. I had somebody asks me, no offense, they don't know. Oh, I do know. I do know. But Dwayne Aristode if Dwayne Aristode is as impactful as Carter this year, it wouldn't surprise me in the least. As a matter of fact, if he barring injury, I think he might be a little bit more impactful than Carter was this year. And that's mainly because, and again, you know what I think of Carter L. Bryant. Carter L. Bryant is awesome, but he's also Dwayne is just physically more ready to play, assuming he's healthy. How about that?
I mean, look, I love Carter. We love Carter. Right. At the end of the day,
our Carter.
All right. At the end of the day, Carter averaged 6-4 his freshman season. I don't see why Dwayne Aristode can't average 6-4, and he's probably going to have a bigger role just because of the way the roster shakes out.
Yes, his only, and again, this staff, when they've hyped somebody up, they've generally turned out to be right. There's been a couple guys they've been a little wrong on, but overall they've turned out to be right. Aristode's a stud, so we'll see. And he's looked at as, you got to remember too, this guy was a top 10 player before he got hurt. So, and he had a legitimate offer from Duke, not one of those phony baloney offers where somebody sends you a letter and then they tweet out #blessed, respect my God, or what do they say? Respect my
God.
Yeah, no, that's not what they say. What do they say?
Respect my privacy, respect my decision.
Yeah. I love that. #blessed.
That'd be awesome.
#respect my decision. #respect my God. Yes, exactly. I do. Yes. Sorry if. Yes, bingo card, baby. That was not on the bingo card. My gangster. Okay. Yeah. Respect my authority. I like it. I like that a lot. I love Carter, even with the quality replacement. I'd rather root for a great kid and family, especially one. This is also another thing too that we got to talk about. This is a coaching staff that very much, I mean, I think you could maybe even you could even say too much, values character. And again, I realize how crappy that sounds. Man, this team values character too much, but they're very specific for a reason.
There have been, it is very unique that I have not heard it, and I said this on the podcast with Shelby last night, the Wildcats Scoop podcast.
Right.
Boswell was probably the biggest locker room issue, and we have seen much larger locker room issues at Arizona. I think, I mean, we're not too far separated from the days where the team was getting drunk in the playoffs and in the locker room and burying team. Like that happened.
Yes.
But it is very important to Tommy Lloyd. Like he's not if he feels a guy is going to mess up the team culture, no chance. No, you've got no chance to join Arizona. And there's a reason why there haven't been very many internal issues, and it's because of how important it is for Tommy Lloyd to avoid them.
I also want to give a shout out to somebody, and this is something that I've been saying, but I'm going to continue to say it again. My Caleb. Trust me when I tell you that nobody understands around the program why Caleb Love got so much grief during his career here at the U of A. Nobody understood it. He was great. He was a really good player here. He was a great kid, and that to me is baffling. And I'm just paraphrasing. Never really seen an All-American level player that people made out like he couldn't tie his shoes. I hope we do better. If a player is really good, it's okay to say they're really good without just bashing them the entire time. Caleb Love was a really good basketball player at the U of A. And you know what, Sheer? I'm going to go on record and I'm going to say that he's going to play in the MNBA. I see him on an MNBA roster.
It would not surprise me. I mean, it's Caleb is one of these guys that have been doubted for so long and proven people wrong that saying that he's not going to make the NBA, you kind of feel that he is because it'll just be another thing on his checklist. I would take a chance on him. Why not?
Also, one thing that is definitely not lost too is what a turd Goodman was to him for 2 years. Also, Jeremiah Dibble, MNBA is here to stay because it makes me laugh. It's cringe, I get it, but it makes me laugh. I will stand strong here. The Jeff Goodman bashing this dude for 5 years, talking about how, all of this stuff about him, kind of going borderline personal with him, and then saying, I told you all that he could do this or whatever, or I always knew. That's not lost on anybody. It's just not lost on anybody. So again, that just is what it is. Goodman sucks. Okay. Now, let's get back to this roster. Mo Crevis, I think, is going to be a very, very fascinating player in all this. By the way, Jeremiah Dibble, we're going to bring Jeremiah Dibble on. Okay, so here's the deal. We've got, for our fan segments, we got Mr. Tyler Warden coming up today. Then we got Javier coming on next. And then it's going to be Jeremiah Dibble, and we are going to talk all MNBA with Jeremiah Dibble. But Mo Crevis, if I bash your board, I'm going to give your board credit then. I think it will be interesting to actually see somebody in that Arizona can just throw the ball to down low, and he can go to work on the low box. Arizona's not really had somebody like that in a while.
No, and that's you kind of you give him the ball, you let him go to work, you run the offense. Like there is a reason why Tommy Lloyd was going to run the offense around Krivas last year. It's not going to be the case this year, but there's a reason why last year he had the plans to, and it's shown that there's actually a level of success. Purdue does it a lot, right? They've got very good guards, and they always have a good big man that the offense kind of revolves around.
White guards with a good big man.
Yeah, that's the recipe, and it generally works pretty good. And Arizona's going to be a little more dynamic than that, but there's going to be times where it's give Krivas the ball on the block and let him go to work.
Yeah. I think that's going to be an interesting part of that. And then Tobe coming back is big. Now, again, I know some people are out on Tobe. I am not out on Tobe. Also, I love too that with Tobe is that both these guys know their role. Tobe Awaka is almost averaged a double-double last year in like 19 minutes. Yes, dibs on the podcast. Oh, Michael Kingman, the great Michael Kingman, older brother of Chris Kingman. Oh, very good. Hey, you guys want to hear my story about Chris Kingman?
Duh.
Yeah, all right. Well, he went viral. Listen to this. So this was back when remember when the Denver Broncos played the Seahawks in the Super Bowl and they lost by like 900 points? Yes. Well, Chris went out there and got a Denver Broncos Super Bowl tattoo before the night before, and he said, "Better not lose." Then it went viral because they lost by 500 points. Chris is a good sport though, and I think he kept it. I hope he didn't cover it up anyway. That was really good. I think they won the championship the next year. Yeah, very good. Now, Mr. Ryan Neal says, go watch Krivas play in the U18 tourney for Lithuania. Dude can shoot. That's going to be fascinating to me to see how he does shoot because the coaching staff, he still has it, Jeremiah Dibble. The coaching staff, though, they say he can shoot. And I'm going to go on record right now and I'm going to say I think that he's going to shoot 2 3-pointers per game next year.
Ooh. All right. Okay.
All right, let me ask you this, Skier. Over under 1.5 3-pointers next year. Attempt.
A game?
Yeah, 1.5. Just attempts.
For Krivas?
Yeah.
No, under.
Do it. Oh, I'm going over 1.5.
You think Krivas averages 2 threes a game?
I'm going over 1.5.
Okay.
I'm going to say next year that Michael Kingman, yes, he still has it. Yes. Hey, Kingman and Dibble, tell Goof I gave him a shout out. He'll like it. I'm going to say, okay, so here's the deal then. Let's say Arizona plays 35 games next year. I'm going to say that he takes over 50 3-point attempts. What say you?
No. Do you know what 50 3-point attempts is for a big man?
I'm telling you, man, he's going to do it. It's going to do it. That's the...
how much did H-Dick have?
H-Dick? Yeah. I don't know. How many? Yeah. How? Yeah.
H-Dick had... The big H-Dick had...
Big Daddy H-Dick.
Big Daddy H-Dick had 123.
Yeah. That's not helping your case.
No, he didn't. Sorry. He had 58.
58, yeah.
58. So you think H-Dick and Krivas will attempt the same amount of threes?
I realize that this could end up being stupid, but I think that he is going to shoot a lot more than people think he is. I don't believe that about Awaka. I was told that Awaka is going to be a 3-pointer attempt. I do not believe that. Henry took 49 this year. And Henry didn't even...
I will say that Krivas is under 25 on the entire season.
Henry didn't even play the first part of the season at 49.
Because Henry's I'm not.
I love TJ Van Martyr. TJ Van Martyr going way out there. Krivas will make 2 a game.
Plot twist. Krivas is the best 3-point shooting big in Arizona history.
By the way, Awaka will never be a good shooter. Daniel, I 100% agree with you on this. I do.
He is a good shooter. What do you mean?
Awaka will. You think Awaka is going to become a 3-point shooter?
He made threes this year.
I mean, what, threes plural?
Yes, he did. He made multiple threes. Toby Awaka was 2 for 5, a 40% 3-point shooter this year.
The second one.
He made it late in the season. It was a big 3 too. It was like, oh.
Hey, look, Mr. Tyler Warden calling out TJ. This is great. Caleb was the only guy to have 2 threes a game last year. LOL. So we are putting the
It was a BYU game. BYU game. He had that 3.
Right. Eric L. Day, a walk is a 3-point machine. I would love for that to be right. I would love for that to be right. And you know what? I will apologize to everybody if that is the case. If that is the case, Sheer, and he makes 3-point shots, then we're in a good spot, and I'm even dumber than I generally appear.
Yes. Yeah, so according to you, Arizona's front court will lead the nation in threes between Awaka and Krivas.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I realized that
usually you say dumb stuff and you just go with it. This one you said, and you're like, yeah, I might back off this one.
No, at this point, though, nobody takes me seriously anyway. So what does it really matter? Now we got Mr. Tyler Warden coming on in just a few minutes. He can, by the way, Mr. Tyler Warden's he's a super tall person. He's not like Jules, but Mr. Tyler Warden I think is like 6'6".
Is he bigger than Jacob?
No, not bigger than Jacob. But Mr. Tyler Warden, I could be wrong. He could be like 6'2", but when you're my size, everybody appears to be like the Jolly Green Giant. Not saying that he's green. So we got the MNBA. Yeah, MNBA talk me. So, all right, now here's the deal here. When it comes to let's get a couple bills. Let's pay a couple bills here, Cody, and then we're gonna get back here. What do we got? Talk to me. Baggins, Sheer. Baggins. All right. I took Murph to Baggins yesterday, and guess what? Murph paid. Murph insisted on paying. He wouldn't take a picture with me, though, but he said I could take a picture of the receipt, which
I knew he wouldn't take a picture. I knew it.
I tried sneaking a picture, too, and he knew exactly what I was doing.
You were like, I'm going to take so many pictures, and in my head, I'm like, no, you're not. There's no way.
Yeah, no. But he said I could take a picture of the receipt. So I did that. But Lan Allen.
What an honor.
Yes, exactly. So either way, he got he likes the Albuquerque turkey as well.
Wow.
Very, very good. But here's what you got to do. You got to use code AZ12, my friend. Use code AZ12 for 15% off. Again, Murph likes that one. Murph also got like a salad or so. Oh, look at this. Look at this chicken.
Was he impressed? Was he impressed that the fact that you are a discount code?
It really was. No, it was quite humbling, to be honest with you. He looks at it and he says, it says Mike Luke on my receipt. Yes, it says Mike Luke on my receipt. And then he said, why are we doing this? And I said, no, I took you here for a reason, Murph. We're going to be taking Murph to Little Caesars later. But wing, wing. All right. Now, on that note, though, okay. But either way, check it out. Use code AZ12. Use code AZ12. All right, Green. Welcome to the Rock. Green Valley Decorative Rock, my friends. Here's the deal here. Sheer, you know the rumors that have been pushed around about Green Valley Decorative Rock, and we're just not going to sit for it.
I think we have a good opportunity, Mike. Becky Burke is new in town. We're going to see her later today. Maybe
I believe they do. I'll check, but I believe they do. Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe talk to her and say, listen, you're going to hear some rumors about Green Valley Decorative Rock. Don't believe them. Just go do your job. These rumors are false.
I mean, they're false. And again, they are in Tucson. We're, again, just like we won't endorse Andre Veras, we will not hang around anybody that believes that Green Valley Decorative Rock is only in Green Valley. Those are the kind of rumors that put us, that put people out of business. I mean, what are we doing here? Also, Sheer, where did they deliver north to? And again, here's the deal, though. As you all know, they deliver to Marana.
Yeah, I don't remember this one, so you're good.
Oracle?
Marana, Nogales.
Yeah, and Sierra Vista Benson. Vista. Yeah. Check them out. They just had their best month on record. Very much like it. Very, very much like it. Okay. Okay, now, all right, what do we got? Okay, let's get back to a little bit of what else do we want to talk about here? But again, Carter is going to be the next shoe to drop. I would imagine that that's going to be made sooner than later. Also, Pehoff, I am going to the baseball game tomorrow as well. I will be there. Again, you should no,
read the whole thing, Paul. He's setting you up.
Ideally with a large parking lot for me to leave my. Oh my gosh. Let's just get the RJ's read in right there. That has me super pumped. Hey, Cody, just bring it up. Oh my gosh, that was so good, Pehoff. I've met Pehoff and his girlfriend before. I think it was his girlfriend. I think it was Pehoff. But RJ
better not have been a side piece, or else you are.
Sorry, Pehoff. Yeah, I don't think it. They seem to be very very proud of each other. Yes, wife. Yeah.
Okay, just make sure. Wife. We want to clarify. It was Palmer Hoffman's
I
wife.
can't remember if it was his wife or it was somebody else's wife that said, "Is that the guy that's from the YouTube channel?" And then she said something like, "I can't," like something like that guy would be a lot of work or something like that. It wasn't in the it wasn't in the most positive of lights. Either way, sorry, P Hoff. I won't get you in trouble. All right, now RJ's frozen cactus. Here's the deal. That parking lot though is amazing, and like we just talked about, you can go there and you can park. Get some little beverages. I might actually do that. I might actually drive over there just so I can park my car there and then get a drink, then go up to High Corbett with Raquel. It's going to be a good time. Again, but 100 plus craft beers. Oh, we got a UFC fight night. May 10th. May 10th. Everybody mark it down. I know nothing about UFC. But at the same time, my guy on the ground knows everything. So if you want to make a lot of money, contact me. UFC, RJ's Frozen Cactus. Very good there. Okay, Sheer. Let's get back. We got a couple minutes here. And let's see here. EK Thompson, my guy, says, oh my gosh. Big 12 Bobby, did you just see this?
What? Where is this?
All right, so people that are listening on the audio.
Did he tweet this?
Adam Schefter has endorsed Tet as the nickname of the top receiver in the.
I need to viciously attack him. Where is that?
Oh my gosh! Can you put that in the link here? I don't. That is something, we talk about the rumors about Green Valley Decorative Rock, and this is with all due respect to our guy Mike. But there is nothing. Oh, he said it on air. Even worse. Oh. Can somebody get us that audio? Here, quick, go get us that audio, and we will talk. We'll make fun of him. But Sheer, this is bad stuff. He doesn't go by Tet. He's never gone by Tet. He said he doesn't go by Tet. Les Fafita even retweeted my tweet when he said, nobody calls him Tet. Stop calling him Tet. That's like me calling you Jaso. I like Jaso.
I'm very upset.
Erica, it's definitely Goodman. Goodman is more personal. Yes, but I agree with that. What were you going to say, Sheer?
Goodman by far.
Yeah, Goodman. What were you going to say?
I'm just upset by it. It's not Tet.
Right. It's not Tet. I don't get it. I don't get what we're doing, but again, it is what it is. Fine. I also believe too that remember before the year, and I want to take a little bit of a victory lap here because it's so often. Yeah. Well, it's so often that I'm right that if I am right, I have to absolutely spike the football because I probably won't be right again. No, I'm not telling you the LeVar Ball story again, Joseph. You already heard that. Should we get Joseph on the show?
Ooh, I don't know.
Joseph seems like a wild card.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if we can handle that.
Yeah, Joseph and maybe Joseph and Kobe L. Thiel can duke it out when it comes to Arizona baseball. But where were we just talking about? Sheer. Oh, Tetaroa McMillan. Listen, I don't see any way that he's not going to be a really, really good NFL receiver. I just don't see any way that he's not going to be. Like, and remember before the year two, when people were trying to say that Luther Burden was better than him. How'd that work out?
Yeah. I don't get it. I'm with you. I don't get it.
I don't get what is there lacking? Like,
this is always the time of year, Mike, with the NFL draft where instead of finding ways to praise players, they just find ways to convince themselves that a player's not very good. And then before you know it, the draft starts, and then everyone, nobody's good.
Yeah,
it's like it's this guy's hands are too small. This guy's left knee is lower than his right knee, and it's like.
And now we come across somebody that looks like he's built in a lab. He's like 6'5". Not only is he 6'5", he's fast. He catches everything, and he's got the beloved catch radius that everybody loves talking about. The catch radius. I don't see any way that he's not 1,000-yard receiver. I
agree with you.
Yes. Okay. Now, Eric Townsend, the great Eric Townsend says, let's see here. I have so many bookmarks regarding the dumb takes on T-Mac. Steve Smith is number one. The Steve Smith one, for people that don't know it, that was odd. Like Bobby Wade was just basically saying, "Hey, you should watch this guy again," and he went off on him. He's like, "I was on 17 teams in 4 seasons." What, dude? Like,
I don't get the reaction by Steve Like, what? Why were you so angry?
Down.
Like, Bobby Wade didn't say anything, and it's funny. We talked to Brent Brennan. I asked him about it, and he's like, "Is the camera on?" And it wasn't on. And he basically, I don't think of mine. He was like, it was embarrassing in a way.
Right.
Like, why is that your reaction to talk about T-Mac that way?
Right.
Why go to Bobby Wade that way? Just say your opinion of a dude's game without making it personal.
Yeah, and because Bobby Wade didn't make it personal. Yeah, look at this. Also, Joseph, can you pull up Joseph's chat or Joseph's last remark here real quick? We got to call this out because I've had multiple people ask me if Joseph is Javier.
Yeah, it can get confusing.
What do we put the chances are that Joseph is Javier?
Joseph, Javi, yeah, 80%.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Joseph. There's a lot of people that have reached out to me. This is a scurrilous rumor that needs to be put away if it's not true.
Joseph, I don't know if it's scurrilous. We don't know.
Right. Yes, Frank Galati. I'm saying that is a bare minimum 1,000-yard receiver. He's just nowhere that. It is what it is. Okay, we got Mr. Tyler Warden coming on here in just a second. Let's pay our last bills. Got to pay our last bills. What do we got? What do we got? Talk to me. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Talk to me. Ooh, this is going to be good. Bridge Tech Communications, my friend. Bridge Tech Communications. Sheer, all right, listen. Joseph and Javier have probably, I'm sure that those guys are negative Nellies. Is it negative Nellies or negative Nancy's?
Yes.
Okay. No, yeah, either one of those. So, but here's the deal. They're probably looking for a gym. And guess what? They're probably too busy bickering with each other or arguing with each other, i.e. the same person, because they can't find a gym. That's probably because the people around here aren't using Bridge Tech Communications. Bridge Tech Communications, again, they promote 100 plus health entities across multiple states. Hey, Sheer, do you like 750% average ROI? Is that a good one?
It is appealing, Mike. It is an appealing number.
Yes, it's a very appealing number. We like it. Yeah, they can help you market your gym, your health, wellness, spa, all of that. Now, here's the deal too. Tony is the man. We need to support Tony in these endeavors. Bridge Tech Communications, they're big time. Tony is big time. Tony is much cooler than me. Check it out. Bridge Tech Communications. Okay, now what do we got? Okay. Now, Aris Dental. Now, you're looking at Joseph in the chat right here, and he said, I just sniffed out Jeremiah Patterson and Trey Townsend before Mike did, and I offended BBN against. The only thing you got right, Joseph, was the BBN and the slander. You are totally all on board with Trey Townsend and Jeremiah Patterson being awesome. You were wrong. Yes. Mike Luke's daughter needs to. Oh, yeah, great point, Lan Allen. Mike Luke's daughter needs to comment now to get Dennis Walsh off the hook. Have you noticed Mike Luke's daughter and Dennis Walsh never in the same
that one, I think that one was a little. I mean, I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but
that was an obvious one.
Yeah, that one was a little obvious.
We know your burner. All right, but now we got to talk about Land the Man with the master plan. Okay, here's the deal. Sheer, do you want implants? Do you need implants?
Depending on the type, yes. Hair implants.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I probably will soon.
All right. So my mom is switching over to Aris Dental. My mom is my best friend. She's my only friend. I have to pay everybody else to hang out with me. Yeah, and that's why nobody hangs out with me because I don't have. But
Vance loves you. Vance loves you.
Yeah, Vance loves me too. Those are my only friends, though. The only people that actually like me. But again, they're going over to Aris Dental, TucsonImplants.com. My mom's always having her teeth are all. My teeth are always falling out, or that my teeth aren't. Their teeth are always like falling out and stuff. So they got to get. They're gonna have to get new implants. And again, they don't want to go to Burundi. Who wants to go to Burundi? Nobody wants to go to Burundi. And that is the thing. With Land the Man with the master plan, he's giving you the Burundi prices with a place that you know is top notch. Go to TucsonImplants.com or TucsonTeeth.com, daily urgent care. And Sheer, here's something too that's just, we just can't emphasize enough. It's preventative care. You're not going to, or it's necessary care. You are not going to leave there and say, my uvula is gone or whatever it was. Like when they're telling you to go, and there's like nothing, there's nothing there. It will be there. They will maintain that because that's what they do. They have character. Sheer, this is true.
Yeah. They're not going to remove anything unless they need to.
Plus our guy Paul Volpe very much likes Land the Man with the master plan.
I like Land, and if I like someone, it's a big step in the right direction.
Hey, I asked Caliendo twice. I've asked Caliendo twice in the last 2 weeks to come on, and he hasn't responded either time. I think he's mad at me.
I don't think there is no think. He is mad at you.
Yeah,
or maybe he's waiting for the big Dylan Anderson announcement.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm bummed by it. All right, now bigger fish. Let's talk to
honey.
somebody. We got to find. All right, one of the best people on all of Twitter, the great. When I say great, I am not just saying this. The great Mr. Hey, bring him on the show, dude. Mr. Tyler Warden. Hello, Mr. Tyler Warden.
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for having me on. This is a lot of fun and a cool little segment you guys do.
Yeah, we're very excited. First of all, Tyler Warden, how tall are you?
I'm 6'2", so I am not a giant. I'll take it. I mean, I'll take 6'2", but
you should have lied. You should have lied just now. Would have made me feel much better about myself. Well, either way, I've seen Mr. Tyler Warden and out a few times. Cool dude. All right. Tyler Warden, where are you at now? You're obviously, and first of all, where can they find you on Twitter? Because you're a very good Twitter follower.
Yeah, so the handle's at Tyler J. Warden on Twitter. Funny enough, I joined Twitter obviously just to follow everything that was going on. But when the Jedfish debacle kind of went down, that's where I started to pick up a little bit of steam with Arizona fans, and it's been a fun ride since then. All
right, now let's. What are your expectations for next year's team, and where are you with? I am 5'9", Julie. But where are you with this team next year? I believe it should be his best team, but there's questions. What do you think there?
Yeah, I think this is going to be the best team under the Tommy Lloyd era. I mean, obviously Carter's kind of the major question here, right? If you retain Carter, I think you're a top 5 team going into the preseason.
Agreed.
And I think national championship is definitely, the talk is up in the air. When I think of how Tommy needs to kind of create teams over the years, it's really about putting yourself in the best possible position to be in the Final Four. And I think this would be the best team to do that. Now, obviously, if Carter leaves, right, the question becomes, who are you bringing in? Are you bringing in somebody like an Aristode or a Keyshawn Murphy or something like that? And I think that the team could take on a lot of different life forms if Carter were to leave. But this should be the best team in the Tommy era.
Right. Sure.
Saw last night you tweeted about Evan Nelson. A lot of fans are mixed on it. What do you think about that pickup?
I think Evan Nelson's kind of the perfect guy that you want to back up Jaden Bradley.
Yes.
From a style of play perspective, it's very similar to what Jaden does. He's not afraid to get downhill. He's a really good 3-point shooter. I mean, obviously, he's not as physically gifted. He's, I think, 175 pounds, so he doesn't have the size. But if you're looking for somebody that's going to come in and spell Jaden for 6 to 10 minutes, somebody that you can play alongside Braden Burries, I think it's kind of the perfect complement to have. And I think to what you were saying earlier, it's about knowing guys and bringing them in that know their roles. And so if you're looking at somebody that's a Tucsonan, that is a lifelong Arizona fan that went to Sal Point, and let's not also forget, he's a Harvard graduate who is 22, 23 years old, right? Bringing in that veteran experience. Obviously he's not going to have much tournament experience, but he's going to be an older person in the locker room when you're bringing in 4, big time freshmen. I think that's a major presence that people are kind of overestimating.
All right, Nick Arena says, who is this? I'm behind. Hey, watch your mouth. This is the great Mr. Tyler Warden. Follow him on Twitter. And again, he's the latest in the fan segments. He's a great follow. Okay, now let me ask you this then. Arizona in the front court. Let's just talk about, how do you feel about them? Koa Pete, Mo Krivas, Tobe Awaka. Those three are back. Obviously, you can move Aristode in there from time to time. Would you like to see them add one more guy? And if so, what kind of style are you looking for, Mr. Tyler Warden?
Yeah, I think, look, the problem is you're kind of running up against a roster constraint, right? Like you've got 9 guys right now, assuming that Carter stays, that are going to be playing for real minutes. So it's really kind of about, all right, do we need to bring in a developmental guy? Somebody, unfortunately, Emmanuel Stevens kind of would have been a good fit for this team. But somebody that, you could bring him in for 5, 6, 7 minutes if you need to, if there's some foul trouble. The thing that does concern me a little bit with the front court is that if you look at Mo Krivas, if you look at Koa Pete, and even if you want to kind of use Dwayne Aristode as kind of this flex guy that can play anywhere from a 2 to a 4, depending on the lineup that you're bringing in. I mean, those are 3 guys that are coming off of season, ending or altering injuries. Obviously with Krivas, we saw it, in October, November, he was kind of a step slower, a little bit more out of shape. I'm sure that was obviously because of the foot injury throughout the offseason. That's the one concern I kind of have right now is with that front court, particularly with Awaka being a below the rim type of player. But I think if you got some type of, these don't really grow on trees, but if you got a 6'10", 6'11" guy that can run the court, that can develop, can run the pick and play action, that'd be an ideal person. But candidly, we're talking about somebody that's going to be maybe 5 or 6 minutes a game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And like we were talking about it before, Florida went 7 deep. People are stressing here about a guy that's going to be your 9th guy. That's where Shearer was kind of confusing to me. I don't get it.
I'd like to, but overall though, you'd assume that would you guys want to add another big man, or you're good?
I'd probably still want to add another big man.
Yeah, like a 4, right?
Yeah, I would just want somebody that's athletic. An athletic big man. I don't want another Krivas type. I want somebody that can stretch the court a little bit. There's Keyshawn Murphy out of Mississippi State, right? He's 6'10", 250 pounds. He kind of is like a leaner version of Tobe Awaka. He's not the type of guy that you're going to get if you're keeping Carter because he's going to command a big check. But he's not going to space the court. He's not going to shoot it from 3. But you can run the pick and play with him. He's going to actually run in transition. That's the type of person I'd want to be adding.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. What are your expectations? Let me ask you this. Carter Bryant next year. If you get Carter Bryant back, I know Aaron Torres is saying that he thinks he could be a National Player of the Year candidate. But I don't know that I go quite that far. But, I love Aaron. But he, to me, is the difference. Or getting somebody like him in the portal, in that if you bring him back, or if you've got somebody that is a first-team all-conference guy, somebody like that, that to me is the difference between being a top 5 preseason team and being like a top 12 to 14 team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my expectation for Carter next year would be he would be a first-team all Big 12 type of guy, somebody that could potentially be an All-American, if things go right for him. I think the question that kind of is put in front of him is very interesting right now, because if you go and you look at the NBA pay tables, the difference between being the 20th pick, right, and the 5th pick is about $20 million. And more importantly, it's about how much are they going to invest in you as a player.
Agreed.
So I was looking through it before the show. AJ Johnson was the 23rd pick last year. He played in 7 games for the Bucks and got traded to the Wizards. Ron Holland is playing off the bench this year for the Pistons. He was the 5th pick, and he's played in every single game this year, right? So I think if you're Carter, it's obviously a tough question. NIL definitely makes it a lot easier. There's more earning potential that you have down there. But if you come in and you play another year at Arizona, you are somebody that is going to be talked about nationally. You're somebody that is an All-American potential type player. And he's the difference between this being a team where you're, definitely second weekend expectations, potentially Final Four, to, all right, this is a real legitimate, potentially generational team for Arizona.
Yeah, sure.
Is there something where you look at this team and you go, okay, they're really good, but the difference between winning a title is they need this? Like there's still that empty, man, I really wish they had X.
I think it's really execution, right? Because you are relying a lot on 3 guys that are going to be freshmen. You're relying on Koa Pete to be able to play up to his talents. You're relying on Braden Burris to be a consistent scorer. And I graduated from Arizona in 2016. So I was the same class as Caleb Tarczewski and Brandon Ashley and Grant Jarrett, which at the time was the best recruiting class that we had. Right. Some of the guys fared out better than the other ones. I think this is obviously a better recruiting class, but the amount of reliance on freshmen is kind of the one thing that makes me a little bit, I wouldn't say nervous, but it's my one hesitation. And I think that if you're able to kind of bring in a lot of veteran leadership for the locker room presence, for the on the court, experience, that is what can really kind of make the difference.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. The only thing I would offer, though, is that when you look at Koa Pete and you look at Braden Burris, especially with Braden Burris, he's an older guy already. Koa Pete is physically mature. When you look at somebody like Carter Bryant was always, like we always talk about, he's just like an immature baby. He's an immature baby in the fields that you just want.
I think Kevin Thomas said it best. He's like a puppy with big paws.
Yeah, no, he is. Kev makes
that's
a
great way of describing it.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Yeah, you see them, they can run fast, but when they're trying to turn the corner, they fall or something like that. But you look at Koa, and that's where I'm interested, because you look at Koa's a grown man at this point. He's been a top 5 player for his entire life. I think they're easier guys to project, but I get your point, though. By the way, man, you're getting a lot of shout outs. Big 12 Bobby, the great Big 12 Bobby. This dude is an elite interview. Yes, you are elite interview. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see for me, Tyler, to see how that plays out, because I think we should have higher expectations for those 2 freshmen, just because I think that they're further along and they're more physically developed, or in Burry's case, he's going to be 20 years old.
Yeah. Well, and I think the other thing too is defensively, like, this was obviously a good offensive team last year, but defensively we were pretty middle of the road. And losing somebody like KJ, who's probably your best perimeter defender, hurts. But I think Dwayne Aristode fits that mold perfectly. Like, he's got the size, he's got the strength. I mean, he might be the most physically kind of imposing player that we're bringing in. He's my dark horse for the red-blue dunk contest winner. So I don't think we're going to miss much of a step there. And I think that Krivas doesn't get a lot of credit because we didn't see him this year, but I think he's a better defender than Henry was. And I think that that's going to help out a lot.
Sure.
Overall, when you talk about, I always expectations, right? Like, fans have different expectations. Is there, like, when you look at this roster now, and I know it's early, but in your head you go, okay, they need to, like, I don't have the expectation ever of making a Final Four. I think it's really difficult. But when you look at the roster, do you say to yourself, this is Tommy's best roster? They need to go the furthest he's been, or is it still kind of too early to do that for you?
You mean your expectation is in 4 national championships in 5 years, like Javier?
Yes.
No, I would say this. Like, I think, and maybe it's just because I'm getting older and I've lived Arizona basketball enough, I'm starting to just come to the realization that March is really damn difficult. And the expectation for me going into March each year is don't lose to an inferior team. Like, don't get bounced out earlier than you should have been. So I'm not going to necessarily say my expectation is Final Four or bust. And I get that a lot of Arizona fans that are kind of have the PTSD of Illinois in 2005 and haven't seen a Final Four since 2001. They want that. I would say my expectation is just be the better team on the court. And eventually, probabilistically, it's got to work out in our favor. Right. So, yeah, I'd love to see a Final Four run. I think that, we have the potential to be a 1 seed next year that can kind of make it easy for ourselves. And then we'll see where the chips fall.
All right. Now,
real quick, I'm going to interrupt you guys. Arizona's releasing statements right now. Toby Awaka just announced he's re-signed, and he has a video message saying he'll be back next season.
Well, if you listen to the show, you'd know that.
I know, but it's actually a little graphic and all that.
Can we talk just really briefly how insane it is to hear phrases like re-sign?
Right. It's so wild.
It's literally Toby has re-signed and will be back. Like, re-signed.
Yeah. Look at Nico at Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's literally having a hold-in. It's a whole new world. And I think a lot of people are still coming around to that, but it's weird to see re-signed.
Yeah. Mike, did you see this Tennessee thing with the quarterback?
Oh, yeah. What is going on with the Nico?
He's entered negotiations, and he's basically saying if they don't go the way that he wants them to go, keep in mind the dude's making stupid money already.
He's making like $8 million a year.
Yeah, stupid money. He'll enter the transfer portal again. Like, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, he also lost by 35 in the playoffs this year, too. So
get out of here with that. Now, speaking of football, I have seen Mr. Tyler Warden in a tailgate before. This is true, Mr. Tyler Warden. I've seen you there.
I am a veteran of a tailgater, too.
Yes. Okay. We need to talk about Arizona football. So here is basically what I'm going to say. I just want to be entertained. I know that sounds like crappy. I don't have any win expectations. I want to go to games and I want to be entertained. The one thing that I can't deal with is boring losing football. I want to be entertained. What say you, Mr. Tyler Warden, or do you not want to be entertained?
Oh, I want to be entertained. I want to see progress more than anything, right? Yeah. Like, there's a lot of frustration around Brent Brennan being retained, and I understand the frustration. I've definitely been a part of that frustration. But the reality is he is the coach of this football team moving forward, and he probably will be for the next 2 years, right? We live in a world where Arizona football is not what we would want it to be. We've had some great years, but like at the end of the day, we're kind of a middle of the road program. I just don't want to have a too intense season. Like, I want to be able to actually compete in some games. I want to see development. I want to be able to be excited about recruits again. And the other big thing is, like, Noah Fafita, this guy deserves a statue. Like, I don't want to send Noah Fafita out on a bad season. I want to see him kind of be able to get his flowers a little bit. So look, if we made it to a bowl game this year, that would be insane, in my opinion. That would be awesome. I just want to be able to see progress and be able to believe in the future of the program.
Sure. I think what Mr. Tyler Warden asks for isn't too much. I would agree with this.
We always laugh. Like, I know Rich Rod didn't win the most, but I would take a Rich Rod loss over a loss last season any day of the week. Like, because at least Rich Rod lost by scoring like 7 touchdowns, and you just lost 65-59. You know, it was awesome. But I think you hit the nail on the head with Noah. Like, the dude just deserves to win, right? Like, he just deserves to have an actual chance to leave his career on a high note. I will say I think this offense is way better for him than last year's because, I mean, how could it not be?
couldn't be much worse.
But I think bowl game it's not crazy. I mean, I think I have Arizona at like 5 wins, but, you know, one goes a different way and you're in a bowl game. But, I mean, there's still a lot of questions. But
you know what's different about Rich Rod is, you know, you'd host number 2 Oregon at home. And I legitimately would think, we got a shot at winning this game. Like, you could always pull off you never felt like there was a game you weren't in.
Right.
This season, it was like, this is going to get ugly.
This was like when we were up in the press box, like basically within like 5 minutes, we're just making jokes, minor setback for major comeback. And we're just going to start tweeting this the entire time. You're right. With Rich Rod, you could get manhandled by like UT Santa Cruz or something. But then at the next game, you could beat Utah or something. It was an interesting situation.
I've never had less fun covering a team than I did last season.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was just boring. I didn't want to go to. It was the only season, even when Jed Fish's bad seasons, like there was still some intrigue. At least last season, there were mornings on Saturday where I'd wake up and be like, I really don't want to go tonight. Like, I'm gonna go, but it's my job, but I don't want to.
Yeah,
I'll say this. So back in 2020, that was someone's last season, right? It was 2020. It was my birthday. I had people like I was traveling. I was in and out of town, everything. So I went to a restaurant by myself on my birthday and watched Arizona lose 70-7. And I think that was the lowest point that I've ever had as an Arizona football fan. So I don't know if it was that bad. But yeah, this was the first season that I bought season tickets. You know, I live up here in Scottsdale, so it's a commitment to go down on Saturdays.
Baggins up there in Scottsdale?
I'm going to Baggins right after this.
Look at that.
I'm about half a mile away from Baggins.
Will you real time it though and tweet at
Absolutely.
it? Thanks,
I'll tweet it out.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Mr. Tyler Warden, you've been spectacular. Lots of good comments here. You're very good. Very good. We will have you on again here.
I appreciate that. No, this is a lot of fun. You know, I'm a finance guy by trade, but you know, sports have always kind of been my passion and my hobby, and so I'm trying to get more into sports. Looking to coach up here in Scottsdale, and you know, so this is fun, and appreciate you guys having me on.
You on Twitter?
Tyler J. Warden on Twitter, WORDEN.
Mr. Tyler, is it Mr. Tyler J. Warden?
Just Tyler J. Warden on there. I don't even know how the Mr. Tyler Warden thing happened. Like, it must have been set up like 10 years ago or something like that. But I'll take it.
It's got a nice little ring to it.
Very professional.
All right, Sheer, where can they find you doing your work?
WildcatAuthority.com, the Wildcat Scoop podcast with Shelby.
And you can follow me or not follow me, whatever. Mine on Iron Mike Luke. We will be back with you for the great Mr. Tyler Warden. For Jason Shear, I'm merely Mike Luke. Everybody in the comments, you guys are fantastic. We will be back with you. You've been listening to the AZ12 podcast.